What's up, everybody? It's me, your host, Kyle, and welcome back to On the Break Road again. It's unfortunate, really, the leaks that I must cover today, because they suck. Man, and I thought that when I started this podcast, I would be angry. I would be fired up. I would be more upset, but I'm just more disappointed than anything in Lego and in what they are giving us. You see, the Lego Star Wars Death Star UCS $1,000 set has been something on the minds of all Lego Star Wars collectors, even those that did not think they would buy it ever. Because, hey, it's $1,000, the first $1,000 Lego set. It's huge. It's big. It's supposed to be crazy. It's supposed to be wild. Come on. This is the set to end all sets. And alas, Lego has just dropped the ball repeatedly. And when I found out about the leak that I'm going to be sharing today on the On the Brick Road Again podcast, the only podcast where your host talks about Lego Star Wars while driving a car. They suck. They're bad leaks. And I was angry. I was very angry. I yelled. I was upset. I was so disappointed. And now that intense anger has left, probably for the best. Shouldn't be getting that upset about, collector's item, something that's ultimately not that important in the hierarchy of my life. But now I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed in what could have been and will not be. And I'm disappointed in Lego for just... I don't even know. It must be intentional. Surely Lego did not really think that this is what people wanted out of a $1,000, not even just Death Star, but set. Surely they did not think this is what would have been the prime way to make a $1,000 Death Star. Because you see, folks, it appears that this set is more likely than not going to be half a circle. So you will not be getting a full Death Star. One side will be the exterior with the laser, and then the other side will be the interior. And the interior will be like a dollhouse. And it will not be a full interior, it seems, but instead it will be multiple diorama-like cells within the Death Star for different scenes. So you can have all of these different rooms, and they can all have their own individual space. They're not interconnected, I believe is what the rumor is saying. And they'll all just be for displaying a specific scene. This is a rumor that's come from several reliable people that this is not a full Death Star, but it's half a Death Star. Some sources had said it's actually going to be more of a rectangle shape with just a lot of little dioramas, which is even worse, but I don't think they would do that. I hope not. It's already bad enough as is with the semicircle, or the half circle. Not half circle, it's really a half sphere. And it's just, wow, what a terrible way to do this. For $1,000, we're not even getting a whole Death Star. We're getting half a Death Star. And that's already bad enough. But then the prospect of having just individual little rooms, little dioramas, what is the point of doing that? Just sell individual dioramas for people and they will buy them individually. They've already done that with the trash compactor. You don't need to do this. This does not need to be formatted this way where all the dioramas are essentially just connected. They could have been sold separately if you really wanted to do that. But instead, they have chosen to put them all in one thing. And I think it's dumb. I think it's really dumb. I think it's going to look bad. It's not going to be what anyone wanted, which is crazy because it's like they're like, oh, people want displayability and playability, I guess. They want an interior that looks good and an exterior. It's like they registered that that's what people wanted. And then they said, let's do that, but instead of doing it, let's just give you half of what you want. It's like, oh, you want a displayable exterior? Well, we'll give you half a Death Star instead of a whole one. And oh, you want a detailed interior that can be used for internal display, minifigure setup, or even playability purposes, I suppose. Well, let's give you individual diorama cells. They're not really connected, it's not really like an interior of a Death Star so much as it's just several like little pictures of spots in a Death Star. Why? You are giving us essentially, and excuse my French here, you're giving us a half-ass of both things. You're half-assing the exterior display and you're half-assing the interior spaces. And you're going, hey, look, oh my gosh, it's great. It's the pinnacle of Lego Star Wars. It's $1,000 UCS Death Star now. Like, what? I don't know how this was passed. Like, for $1,000 and just over 9,000 pieces, they most certainly could have made a full sphere with paneling. They have the money, the price point, and they have the pieces to do it. And it may not have been much larger than the Death Star that we got in 2016. The last play scale Death Star. It may not have been much larger than that one, but it certainly would have been a little larger at least. And it would have been great as an externally displayed piece looking like the Death Star. And it would have had a great interior. It would have had a great interior that could be used. And, it could be displayed with or without paneling, I imagine. And it would have been great. Like, it's like, hey, I know. You want to have the interior, you want to have the exterior, that's cool. And you can do that. And I know some people are worried about display, but I'm going to be honest, dude. Like, if you are buying a $1,000 Death Star, you probably have a section of your house dedicated to Lego Star Wars. You probably could have made room to display it. Put it in the middle of a coffee table. Put it on a deep sitting shelf. Like, that would have been fine. And then it can be displayed from a 360 perspective. You could literally walk around the thing and it would look great. Now, this will have to be put up against a wall of some kind to display. And quite frankly, I don't know who would buy this and then put it so that the interior is on display. Like, I don't know. Oh gosh, I don't know who's doing that. So it ultimately makes the interior useless. Like, they could have made a set that was essentially just the exterior of the Death Star, like half of the sphere, and you can hang it on your wall, and that's all it is with no interior. They could have made that. They could have included that. Or not included that, but they could have made that its own individual set. Just like they could make all the individual little dioramas their own sets. This should not have been all together. This should have been a full Death Star with a full interior and full paneling. And I think everyone knows that. That would have been best for everyone. Because even the people that want to display, like, I just don't understand, like, what is the downside to doing that? Like, I'm sorry, but, like, there's no way that the only downside someone could say or complain about is like, oh, it would have been hard to display. BS. It's $1,000 set. If you're buying it, you know what you're doing. You display Legos, you will be able to display it. That's BS. That is complete BS. So yeah, it's just, wow, it is It is so disappointing. And I really hope this bites Lego in the tail. I really hope that they see, like, stop doing these dumb, half-baked sets. Like, they're not even this is not well-crafted. I don't know how anyone could look at the fan base and be like, yeah, no, this is the set they want for $1,000. This is what the people want. Like, dude, do you not know your fan base? Do you not interact with them? Do you not know what they want? Do you not even have a brain? I mean, like, gosh, you think that people that make Legos kind of understand the concept of, like, collecting them or wanting them. Do they not see that? And so I really hope this comes in and bites them in the tail, because ultimately, I think there's a lot of people that as soon as they heard that this is a half a Death Star, that they are getting only half a Death Star for $1,000, they checked out. And I mean, you know, you can't believe everything you read, because you read online, oh, I'm not buying the set. I'm not buying the set now. Oh, Lego just saved me $1,000. I'm sure there's a number of people that are just BSing online, and they were never going to buy it anyways. Or heck, they might still buy it even though they say they're not. But I know there's got to be a fair amount that are being truthful, and they will not be purchasing this doggone disaster of a set. And I'm glad. I will not be purchasing this now. As long as these rumors hold true, which they should hold true because they've been leaked from very reliable people, I will not be buying this set. I cannot do it. I cannot sit here and buy this set when it is so blatantly bad. I mean, this is truly just, woo, it's going to be awful. So, you know, $1,000 will no longer be going to Lego from me, which, hey, that's probably chump change for them. But there's a lot of me's out there that will not be buying this, and I hope Lego sees that. I hope they realize that, oh, wow, maybe we should, I don't know, consider what our fans want. Do a bit more research. Not give them half-made products. And I'm hating on the Lego group for the design choices of this set a lot. And it deserves the hate because it is an incredibly dumb decision to do what they did. That is completely disregarding what the fans want, and it's disregarding common sense of Lego Star Wars collecting. But there's more, because the minifigures are some of the biggest letdowns, I would say, in Lego Star Wars history. And it's not because they didn't include this random guy that they should have included. It's because you are selling us a $1,000 set, the most expensive set ever made, $1,000. Like, this is not a small amount of money. You're selling us a $1,000 set. You are claiming it is a part of your Ultimate Collector series. This is not for children, it's for your Ultimate Collectors, apparently. You are also working under the guise of saying that only the best is good enough. And I don't really bring up that quote, but it is a quote from Lego. And yet, despite your claim to be making only the best quality items, despite your insanely high price tag of $1,000, despite your branding as an Ultimate Collector Series set, the minifigures are not what people expected and deserved at this level. I'm sorry, but if you're making a UCS set and you are not including the dual molded legs that you do include in cheap $5 mystery bags, what is going on? What is the logic? Was it too difficult to have the legs packed in the box? Was it too much effort to have that done? To give the various Imperial officers dual molded legs, to give C-3PO a dual molded leg that he was given in a keychain. A keychain. Was it too hard to include the best Han Solo that has the dual-molded legs with side leg printing? A minifigure that came in a Master Builder Series set. Was it too hard to do this? Was it too much on Lego's wallet? Was the $1,000 price tag not enough? For $1,000, you are getting half a Death Star and minifigures that are not UCS quality. Wow, man. And there's some things about the minifigures I'm going to complain about them because I really just want to complain at this point to let out my frustration. And it's things about the minifigures that I didn't expect them to fix, but it just adds insult to injury. I would have loved to have seen a Darth Vader with red eyes, printed red. And this is not something that Lego has ever done. But wow, you're giving us a minifigure without that. They were able to print the eyes on this brand new droid, but not on Darth Vader. That's crazy. That is crazy. You give us stormtroopers that have terrible, terrible helmets. I mean, they just look awful. And people have complained about them. And you have yet to change them. Somehow you change the pilot helmets that you redesign for Rebels, but not the stormtrooper helmet. Despite the widespread hate. It's just like that's added insult to injury. And I mean, even some of the new minifigures, like you're giving us a royal advisor you couldn't have printed on his dress piece for his legs. Like that was too much in the $1,000 set. It's baffling. It really is baffling, and it's sad. It's sad, And I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably more upset about this than perhaps your average Joe. Not because I'm some guru or anything in Lego, but when I was young, my white whale, if you will, was the original play-scale Death Star. I believe it came out in 2006 or 8, somewhere in that time range. And I was very fortunate enough to have that set. It was pretty much a lot of Christmas gifts combined to get that set, and I loved it. And when the new updated model came out, I was fascinated by it. I thought it looked good, even if it was minor updates. I thought it looked good. I loved the minifigures from it. And I wanted it. But I was kind of out of Lego at the time. I was having my dark age, or whatever people call it, when I'm like, I'm too cool for Lego. But I had wanted it, and I did not purchase it. And I'd always had some regrets about that, where I was like, I missed out. That was really that's my white whale now, the other Death Star. And I'd often thought about purchasing it one day. And then the great news comes that they're making a UCS Death Star. I don't have to purchase this other one secondhand. I'll be able to get this one. I'll be able to get this one with the cool minifigures. And it's going to be so cool. Lots of interior space. It's all going to look really neat. It's all going to be updated. It's going to have awesome paneling. It's going to look awesome. I was thrilled. I was so thrilled. And now it is just disappointment. It's disappointment just like out of nowhere, man. Because you wouldn't have thought Lego would have done something like this. Because this is so stupid. Like, surely it wouldn't be done. But it is. And that's where we're at now. In this unfortunate debacle. And, so it sucks. It's bad. It's real bad. And, now I'm just like, wow, what up? That's gone. Like, this is not something that, like, well, I'll give it a few more years. Like, Lego Lego's not going to be like, let us release a second $1,000 Death Star, this time with rooms and paneling, are bad. They're not going to do that. That ship has sailed. Like, we're not getting that. Maybe in 15 years, but probably not. Not even then. And we will be left with the slop that is this half-baked, terrible idea. Yeah, and that's rough. So, personally, just to give my 2 cents on the matter, I will not be buying this set because it is awful. It's terribly designed. It is not something I feel like there's no benefits to this set as opposed to the other way they could design it, the way they should have designed it. It's not going to be good. The minifigures are okay, but not at the level that it should be. And so, yeah, I will not buy this set. And I encourage all of you out there, if you really want a Death Star, go buy one of the old ones. They made a panel Death Star way back in the day. It didn't have an interior, but you could buy that for displayability. Or if you prefer to have the interior, which is the most important part to me, personally, go buy the one that came out in 2016, I believe it was. I will be going out and purchasing that one. I had stocked away money, and I've been prepared to buy this set. And now I will not be buying it because it is terrible. So I will be buying the old one from 2016, which will be significantly better than this, and much more of an acceptable set. Or you can save the money. You can just not buy anything at all. The choice is yours. But yeah, if you like the set, if you really like the set and you want it, go ahead and buy it, Like, I'm not going to tell you not to do that, but, like, please don't give Lego money if it's not something you want, because this is so bad, and I'm sorry, but I feel like as fans of Lego, we must unite. Like, I know there's a lot of debate over how critical we should be of Lego. The side of, oh, it's a kid's toy, no, it's a collectible, or, oh, it's okay if there's minor flaws, it still is fine, or, oh, no, it should be perfect. Like, I understand there's debate, but surely we can unite behind the fact that this collector's set, specifically named a collector's set, that is worth $1,000, or, excuse me, it is not worth $1,000, it's being sold at $1,000, should be much better than it is. But yeah. So I'll be going out and I will be buying the older Death Star to have that in the collection. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to secondhand market some of the figures from this Death Star. The Imperial Dignitary, never before seen. I would like to have him. I wish he had printing on his dress piece, but I understand, he's kind of a nobody figure, so I understand why they didn't include it, and I still would like to get the minifigure because he looks pretty decent overall. They did give him a custom hat mold. I appreciate that. So yeah, get that, I guess. I'm also going to be getting Galen Erso. I love Rogue One, and I love Galen as a character. I love the idea of having an Imperial scientist, so I will pick him up as well. I admit that. I will do that. I will see if there's dual molded legs I can get him, because I'm pretty sure he should have had dual molded legs too. I'll have to double check the source material. Maybe the Imperial scientists don't have the tall boots. But yeah, I'll be getting him, and I will also be picking up General Tag and Admiral Monty. I will have to buy dual molded legs for them separately, because they're not included for some reason beyond my comprehension. Yeah. Those are the 4 figures I'll be picking up. I know there might be others people are interested in. A updated Yularen, perhaps. The bathtub Stormtrooper, I know, is a favorite. And I understand people wanted to pick these up, I understand that maybe it's part of the problem, but there's some good in this set, if marginal. and I'm not going to deny that. Yeah. So, anyways, that is my 2 cents on this just atrocious Lego set, this absolute failure on Lego's behalf, that I can only assume is from greed and lack of care for the fan base. Yeah. Y'all will have to let me know. Please tell me if you were planning on getting the set, and if you still are planning on it, or if you no longer plan on getting it. Let me know if, like me, you want to get some of the minifigures from the set. I'm sure lots of people will be doing that, but let me know if you are. And let me know if you plan on buying one of the older Death Star sets. I haven't really heard anyone talk about that online. Granted, a lot of people online that have, Lego-based media, they tend to have a lot of sets, so maybe they already have it, or maybe they're just not interested in it because they won't paneling, who knows. But that's what I'll be doing. And, yeah. Thanks for listening to me rant. It's been unfortunate and disappointing. But it is what it is, I guess, It be like that sometimes. And hey, I know I've been ranting a lot, but let's end on a bit of a positive note. This is, at the end of the day, whether it's a kid's toy, you think, or whether you think it's an adult collector's piece, it's a bunch of plastic. And, all of us got more important things than the plastic, And I think that's important to remember, as upset as we get. And I'm saying this to myself just as much as I'm saying this to y'all out there. Hey, just plastic. We got loved ones, we got care for, and we have in our lives, infinitely more important, And I think that's important to remember, Yeah, just wanted to know that note. Anyways, this has been a very weird episode of On the Brick Road Again with your host, Kyle Miller. It's been a weird one, but it had to be done. And, just everyone have a good one. Try and stay positive out there, and take care. Peace.